What is up, Watch fam, and welcome to another episode of Liquor On. My dad is so excited for this episode. He's been waiting to do it for weeks.
Oui, monsieur.
But it's going to be French wine. We'll get into that in a second. But before, we'll do a quick wristwatch check. Why don't we?
I'm sticking with my baby.
Sticking with the GMT. I love it. It's such a beautiful watch.
Yeah.
I am wearing a pink gold, plated case on this vintage Omega Geneve. I think it's totally a beautiful, beautiful watch. It's that classic,
lovely.
like Mad Men style, right?
Yeah, almost like a little tarnish to it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Like rose gold.
Yep, absolutely pink gold. So let's get into the wine. What are we drinking today?
I am so pumped. I've been waiting for weeks to talk about Beaujolais.
So
we're approaching Thanksgiving.
okay, what is Beaujolais?
Beaujolais is a region in France. It's connected to Burgundy.
Okay.
Okay. Burgundy is synonymous with Pinot Noir for red wine.
Okay.
But Gamay is king in Beaujolais.
Okay.
We're gonna drink Beaujolais.
You see how stoked he is? So I remember even when his Beaujolais obsession has gone way back when I was a kid. You have the poster in the house with the Beaujolais poster. It's been like a November, late October, November tradition for a lot of years. And I'm super excited to get into it.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that obsession and why I love it so much.
Let's crack it open. Let's see what we're talking about.
So, all right, here's what we're going to drink today.
Okay.
This is called Raisins Gallois, or the grapes of Gaul.
Love it.
Okay. And
I love the
wine.
label.
Okay, so it's Marcel Lapierre.
Okay.
Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit about Marcel Lapierre. It's very important.
That's the maker.
The maker.
Okay.
Okay. The winemaker.
Okay.
Marcel Lapierre took over his father's chateau or vineyard back in 1973.
Okay.
And right at the time that artificial pesticides and herbicides were introduced, that was an epiphany moment for Marcel, and he decided, no way, we're not going to do synthetic herbicides and pesticides.
Okay.
We're going to go organic.
Okay. So it's a genuine organic production.
Biodynamic.
Wow, interesting.
Okay,
wow.
so
and that's probably rare. It's probably expensive to upkeep that. Because I mean, I would just imagine because it's so dense the grain, people don't do that. I imagine, right? I mean, it's probably a burden.
It's not as common. I mean, you see it more today in 2016.
Okay.
But certainly to be thinking in 1973 of this is absolute visionary.
And not to be realized, and the realized importance in 2016. That's pretty wild.
You gotta love it.
It's like that's
now,
pretty cool. Yeah.
Marcel passed away, I believe, in 1980. I think, but his kids have taken on the legacy, the tradition, and have continued that. This guy's a rock star. He was a rock star. This guy means a lot to Beaujolais.
And his family is wonderful.
Yeah,
and they've kept the
wonderful,
tradition well.
wonderful. So let's do a little bit of a smelling, tasting, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Beaujolais because there's a lot to talk about here.
Let's see what's going on here.
So let's pour this. Okay. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yes.
Love the color. It's much lighter than I'm used to with the reds we've been drinking recently on the show.
Yeah. Well, so the red is very distinct, isn't it?
It's definitely.
Yeah.
It has a pinkish hue.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, that's a beautiful color.
Yeah.
I hope you guys catch this. You'll catch this in a photo, I imagine, because this is beautiful. Wow. Because sometimes, when we're drinking a lot of these heavier wines, even the Cab Merlot from last week, that wasn't a crazy wine. But, I mean, even that was so much heavier.
It was
like
inky
compared to this. This is almost a red, like a red rosé.
Like a raspberry.
Like a raspberry. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Wow. That's beautiful.
Let's drink.
Cool.
Oh, actually, let's sniff.
Come on. First impression.
Immediately.
I'm so happy. This is like me when I'm with like a vintage chronograph. You know what I mean? Like a vintage manual wine.
It's like a little cherry, almost. Oh God, it's
beautiful.
So good. It's like fresh fruit.
Yeah.
It's not too serious, not too complex.
Yeah.
But lively fruit. This is jumping like little nymphs. Yeah. Okay.
Little French nymphs.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah?
Truly.
So
okay.
It's a vibrant smell.
It's a vibrant smell.
Love that.
Okay.
And that's funny. I mean, using descriptors is funny. Someone asked me the other day what crispy meant on a dial. I don't know if you guys were watching this. And I use crispy to describe dials a lot. Like nymphs, he just used. It's an obscure descriptor. It's a bizarre thing that sometimes needs to be explained. That vibrant works. With crispy, I was always talking about a sharp dial, something that was really just clean, almost like if you ate it, it would be like a Pringles chip.
Yeah.
So it's funny how we use odd descriptors, nymphs and crispy. That's why I love doing this.
Maybe even like a little chewing gum or maybe like a little banana, but not in a very bad way, in a very subtle, nice way.
Yeah.
But let's taste.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Okay. Salud. A la santé. Oh.
Wow, that hits you after.
It's like you're getting hit right between the
Wow.
eyes with fruit.
That took a second.
Okay.
It did. I didn't taste anything, and then just like you said, right between the eyes, boom.
Beautiful acidity.
Raspberry.
Beautiful raspberry, but
Wow.
it's like you're going to the market
Yep.
and you're picking up red fruit and you're just eating it. Okay.
Like this dude. I mean, literally like this dude. Put a photo of the label up there. I mean, it looks like this guy who's just squeezing these grapes into his mouth. That really reminds me of the taste. This really almost like it's delicate, but it's bright.
It's bright.
So bright.
It is.
In this, yeah,
it
I
is.
love it. This fruit,
It is
yeah.
lightly tannic. This is a fun wine. Okay, this is a fun wine. You can have it outside.
Yep.
You can have it with your friends. You can have it by yourself.
Yeah, this is a wine. It's fun. Yep.
Beautiful wine. Okay.
Wow. 2014. What does that mean? It's 2014.
So this is a 2014 wine, which actually there's a 2015 vintage out as well. This is a little bit older. You'll probably find this wine in a good wine shop. They'll have it. I've seen it in very, very good restaurants, French restaurants, bistros. In fact, in New York City at Lafayette, they carry that wine.
Great restaurant. By the
Okay,
way.
great restaurant,
Quick shout out.
great wine list.
Little restaurant tip: if you guys are local to Manhattan or whatever, if you're in Manhattan or New Jersey or Connecticut, whatever, and you want to take somebody out, whether it's your wife or whoever the fuck it is, doesn't matter. It's a great restaurant. It's like a bakery during the day, but at night it becomes this really just delicious restaurant. Check it out. Hashtag food tip.
So kudos to the sommelier.
Yep. So back to the wine.
I mean, come on. I'm going to get giddy again because I love drinking this wine. Again, a lot of fruit. So
go. You go first,
let's talk a little bit about Beaujolais.
Okay.
Beaujolais became pretty famous back in the 80s. George Dubouf, okay, marketing genius, and the whole concept of Beaujolais Nouveau.
Okay.
The Beaujolais Nouveau, that was young wine that was sold in America on the third Thursday of November.
Wow, funny.
So that wine wasn't very good. It tastes a lot like banana and chewing gum and things like that.
More of a shallow taste.
It was a gimmick.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that hurt Beaujolais
as a whole.
for many, many years.
Yep.
So they were wonderful winemakers and now had to burn their wine because Beaujolais, the world knew Beaujolais only as George Dubouf's Beaujolais Nouveau.
I'm sure he got rich as shit.
Folks, let me tell you something. If you're looking for value, and we talk about value every single week here, but if you really want value, go find Beaujolais.
And right now, I'm enjoying, the hell out of this wine. This is so, I was going to say, sort of a palate note. I think it has a lot of fruit. It's very fruit forward, like we said. It has that very raspberry taste.
Yes.
But you know what, though? It's dry and it isn't sweet.
Right.
It isn't sweet in the end. There's wonderful balance of this fruit, but at the end, it becomes this kind of just really deep wine. What is the price on this wine?
This one was $12.
$12. This is absolutely delicious.
It's a delicious wine. For the price, you cannot go wrong. The holidays are coming. This is a great wine.
Yep.
Before you sit down and have a meal, your Thanksgiving meal. And we'll go back to Thanksgiving wines before we get to Thanksgiving. But my God, this wine is damn awesome
what I
for
think
the
is
price.
awesome about what you're talking about with Beaujolais Nouveau and how that's kind of ruined a lot of what Beaujolais is interpreted in the market. That's, to me, I love that stuff. That's why I love, in so many reasons, brands like Cartier on the market, on the watch market, because they've been so tainted. Cartier has been Cartier or whatever has been so tainted by a lot of the models they released in the 2000s, right? That have kind of like just flooded the market and like polluted people's opinions. But the reality is that this brand is an incredible brand that represents incredible value. So I'm seeing a huge parallel right now between Cartier and this Beaujolais in a weird way. And this isn't like luxurious, this isn't like super hot, wine.
Yes.
But the truth is, it's a shining star in a market that has been polluted by just bad press.
Yes.
How cool is that?
I love that.
That's where value props live and breathe.
And they stood for something. When everyone else was doing something different, they stayed the course, and they were resolute in their vision.
How great is that?
I love it.
Okay. So in our last episode, you talked a little about Jorge Ordóñez, and you're saying that importer was a great sign of good wine. It was like a stamp of approval. Who's the importer? Do they mean anything? Are they good? Was it lucky?
So, ironically, this wine also is tied to a wonderful importer,
Yep.
Kermit Lynch.
Okay.
So Kermit Lynch, they scour a lot of wines, a lot of small boutique wineries. They're committed to quality.
How awesome.
So I always feel very good. When I happen to pick up a bottle that I don't know, I always turn the back to see who's importing this wine.
Yep.
And it always makes me feel good when I see Kermit Lynch, because I know that 9 times out of 10, I'm getting just a great bottle of wine.
Absolutely.
I may not always like it, but I know I'm getting a great bottle.
So what do you want to eat with this wine? What do you think would really kind of enhance the palate and complement the wine?
So I guess what I'll tell you is I'll exclude things from it rather than tell you things.
Okay.
I will exclude sweet food.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not going to do Asian food with this. And I'm not going to do overly spicy food with this, because it's got very modest tannins.
Okay.
Doesn't have a lot of grip. So this is just a real fun drinking wine. I got to tell you guys, cheese is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice crusty bread.
Yeah. What kind of cheese do you want to go with?
Oh man,
Is
give me something runny.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
a whore for cheese. So
Cheese whore.
I love.
I went with like the kind of casual. I'm a watch geek. I went with the very I'm young and like approachable. He's like, I'm a cheese whore.
Yes, I am.
I mean, how funny.
So
taxi driver of you.
To me, a good loaf of bread.
Yep.
Crispy.
Maybe in the oven a little bit.
Maybe. Yep.
So good.
Good cheese.
Yep.
And maybe a little charcuterie, because we're in France.
I love it.
That's it.
This wine is so delicious.
I'm a man of simple needs.
Cheers to this wine. Thank you guys so much for watching Liquor Run. We're literally enjoying the hell out of this series. I know how passionate you are about this wine.
I am.
Right?
I am.
So
Rockstar wine, $12.
$12. Pick it up.
Okay,
at the
Marcel
liquor store,
Pierre.
ASAP.
À la santé.